Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, The Guided Intuitive. Thank you so much for being here. I am here because I'm going to do a spread for you that will cover today, which is the 4th of July in the United States. And then also it'll run all the way through the rest of the week, or the rest of the weekend, which will be Sunday, July 8th. So hopefully you guys will love this. I thought, well, we might as well do this and kind of get things started with a bang, because this is we're celebrating Independence Day here in the U.S. So those of you that are not in the U.S., we commemorated the Declaration of Independence, and it was signed in 1776. And so we celebrate that with a lot of times with fireworks and that type of thing. So that's what's actually happening here in the U.S. today. And I thought, you know, I'm so grateful, and I just got to put a shout out to all the servicemen and women that have actually served, us to actually gain our freedom. Because I will tell you that freedom is not something to be taken lightly. And not everyone has it. And it's so important to be grateful for that. I mean, my heart and my soul goes out to those who do not have it. And my prayers go out to them as well. But this is just not something to be taken lightly. And I just really appreciate all the servicemen and women that have just throughout the years, the decades, the centuries that have actually served. And I'm just so grateful. So, you know, shout out to you guys. One thing that we can do, though, is that we can be united in love. And that's one of the reasons why I wear my shirt today. It's important. It's definitely important, especially for 4th of July. And before I actually head off to my yoga class, I thought I'd actually do this very quickly and get this out to you guys, because I just felt a desire to do that. I'm going to pull from just a variety of decks, and I think it'll be kind of neat. And I've already shuffled off camera, but then we'll go through, we'll shuffle each one. But I think the biggest thing is to remember is that we definitely can be united in love. And that's one thing that we can do in this world. We can provide our own self-love, and make our focus on becoming the best people that we can actually be in this world, and to sometimes when it's hard, sometimes when we become angry or frustrated with things in life, and then we forget to come at things with love, because you just never know how you can affect an individual soul. And I think that that's really important to think about. So universally, if we can just focus on loving ourselves, so when we're around other people, we have more love to give in whatever shape that form looks like, whether it's a relationship, camaraderie, a friendship love, family love, romantic love, just that type of thing coming from love. You can never do wrong. It may not seem at the time something that you want to do, but you've got to love yourself sometimes and make a decision that's best for you. And that right there would be exercising self-love, even if you can't at this moment, say I love you to another, due to anger, frustration, whatever. Focus on loving yourself, so then you can come to that point of compassion and care. But we're all united in love, and that's one thing that we can share across all borders. So I'm so thankful for all of you, all my subscribers, all of my watchers, all across the country. I just love you guys, and I just want to put that shout out to you. Okay? All right. All right, so let's see what's in the cards for us on July 4th through July 8th, 2018. What messages, wisdom cards do we need to know? I'm actually pulling these these are energy cards. So I'm going to pull these and see what energies kind of want to come out for us. Let's just pull and see what we've got here. Rest and rejuvenation, guys. Okay, so during this time, it's going to be important for rest and rejuvenation. And this is beautiful. Look at, I'm on my way to my yoga class, but for you guys, this, it's a holiday for some of you guys out there, July 4th. It is a federal holiday here. And I'm sorry for that glare here. I'll kind of put it a little sideways so you can kind of see a little bit better. But this is about rest and rejuvenation, and that light that's coming in to shine in through your heart and let it work through you, so you've got that light to share with others. And this is really beautiful, because it talks about there are times when we've got to really push forward and work hard, but this is going to start with some rest and rejuvenation, because that's going to be very, very helpful for you in many ways. I think that's kind of the biggest thing. And I think that it's also good to point out too is that with this is that you have, you really want to make this your priority right now, because the rest and rejuvenation is going to be very, very important. You know, like I said, there's a time to engage in, you know, moving forward very, very fast, but there's also a time to engage in some peaceful thinking. And Spirit is actually bringing assistance, but it can only be achieved is that if you go within sometimes, guys, and really focus on what it is that is speaking to you, what's being downloaded to you within your soft voice inside yourself, which is your soul and your intuition. And that's going to be really, really key. You know, sometimes that can be even more productive than actually doing something, because then the universe can step in and do it for you. So don't feel like you always have to do something. And that's what this is saying. So just make more time for leisure, and go within so you can open up the wisdom that is actually vibrating inside of you. And that's what this card wants you to know. You know, it's time to relax, because you may have been just really busy lately, and, you know, but you should soon be finding that you're going to have more time to just, you know, let go. Because when you do, and you go within, that's where you're going to get the peace and that wisdom. So that's what this card wants you to be aware of, guys. Okay? All right, so take a look at that. So now we're going to go into the Gaia Oracle cards and see what these cards have to say to all signs. Now, keep in mind, all signs, this will be from July 4th. Through the 8th, the end of the weekend. So I thought I would actually put those energies in there, because it's, you know, a lot of people are celebrating this holiday over the weekend, let alone just on the day itself, you know, so it's pretty beautiful. So let's go ahead. What advice and wisdom can we get from these wisdom and transformational cards for the all signs, sun, moon, and rising, all signs? What advice can we get for this? Apprehension. Okay. So some of you might be going within a little bit and then might be apprehensive. And you might be apprehensive because you might have a little bit of doubt and perhaps a little bit of fear moving forward. And what this is saying is sometimes, again, spending some of that time alone. It could be within nature, but it's spending that time alone with yourself will be very, very important. And what it needs you to know is that, hey, that there are times when you will be a little bit fearful about jumping into something, you know, or fearful maybe of just what the heck is going on, right? And that's why it may be the very case. And it's just saying that you're moving out into the world. And it's saying that it's time to get going and that you don't have to fear, guys, what's ahead of you right now, okay? That's what this is saying. It's you don't have to fear what is ahead of you right now, okay? And it's basically talking about is that, you know, treat every day as like a learning experience, you know, for yourself. Treat it as a learning experience, because as your confidence increases, so will your self-esteem and so will your success. And I love that for you guys, okay? And it's true, because if you make that one little step to move forward out of fear, and you just take one baby step, that gains a little bit more confidence than you had before and a little bit more experience. And then you take that next baby step, and then you do the same thing, and pretty soon you actually are there where you want to be. But you can't do it just by lying in fear, because that doesn't serve you, okay? And it's not going to serve what you're going to want in your life. You know, remember your goals. Remember what you want to manifest, and you can't just dream it. You got to do some of it sometimes. Yes, you need to call upon the universe to have those downloads. It's kind of that balance that you want to work on a little bit. But it's just saying that you've got much to offer, and you're going to realize this as you move out into the world. So be brave and do that. And even if you initially make some mistakes, what this card is saying is that you're just going to be well received. We all make mistakes. You know, it happens sometimes. And, you know, if you're afraid to do it, just do it in love, right? Just do it in love. And you know, just keep moving forward and gaining that more and more of that experience. And that movement of momentum and that energy being shifted from stagnant to action. And I mean action, even if it doesn't have to be just, you know, swift, you know, fast action. It could be baby steps and moving forward and moving slowly and going through that. That's totally fine. And that's what this is saying. So that's actually really beautiful. So, you know, really surrender your doubt and really replace that type of doubt with, you know, the confidence, you know, and definitely focus on the learning in the process. Be inquisitive, be curious in the process. And I think that's what's really going to help you. So that's what this is saying here. Okay, guys? So, and I'm sorry if you guys, if I'm kind of just, I'm on my way to go to, just before I do this, I'm on my way to go to yoga. So I just definitely wanted to get this message out because I just felt something come up and I felt, you know, I got to put something out for today. And this is what it is. So this is beautiful. Now, the next card I'm going to pull from is the Universal Love. And so these are really beautiful cards. And this is going to tell us what we need to be aware of as it relates to love. You know, whether it's for ourselves, whether it's uniting in love, whether it is for someone else. What advice do we need for all of our signs from July 4th through July 8th, 2018? What wisdom can we get from these wisdom cards? And let's see what wants to come out. Golden Path. Oh, how beautiful, guys. Oh, this is nice. Take a look at this. It's kind of like as you take your steps and you keep moving and you keep moving and you keep moving, that you kind of hit that golden path that's actually coming up. And that's really cool. I think this is amazing. And I think you guys, look at that sunshine at the end there, right? It's really, really beautiful. And what this, I think one of the biggest things and what this talks about here is that you know, focusing on, you know, taking that one step at a time, right? We did that apprehension thing, but to continue that course of action. Don't just make one step and stop. Use that momentum that you've gained from that first step to bring you on to your next step. Okay. So keep that in mind. But this is about that. Even if you're experiencing difficulties, even if you're experiencing some obstacles right now, this card wants you to know is that you are being encouraged to keep going. You're being encouraged to, you know, continue to have that faith. And, you know, with perseverance and then with conviction, it's going to lead you to your golden path. So, you know, have no fear, trust in yourself, and have the love for yourself to take these steps for you. Okay. So keep that in mind. That's what this wants you to know, because a bright future is ahead of you. Even though that you might not be able to see that right now. Okay, so just note that this is there for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and go on into the next cards. And you know, you guys know these are my faves. Okay, so Michelle Buchanan's numerology cards, I love them. What advice do we give to all signs for July 4th to July 8th? What wisdom do they need to know over these next few days here? Let's see what comes up. Oh, you guys, how perfect is this? So this is about manifestation, okay? And there's no mistakes when you get this kind of card that comes through here, okay? This is talking about that, you know, it's going to take some rest and rejuvenation, right? For you to get some downloads and to kind of connect with yourself, to see what really resonates with yourself. You might be thinking about what it is that you want to do. You might be apprehensive. I might not be good at enough. I might be afraid to do that. But this is saying to push through your fears. When you push through your fears and keep your eye on the prize, you continuously go down that golden path that can actually lead to what it is that you desire. And it's going to be, again, through perseverance and building that self-esteem as you move through. Continue to manifest on what it is that you do want. Not what you don't want, but what you do want. Because if you focus on what you don't want, that's going to resonate with inside you and you're going to attract more of that. So if you constantly focus on fear, guess what you're going to get? You know, you're going to not going to feel confident and move forward. This is saying continue to manifest, not just to think it, but also use the senses that are involved. What would it look like when I am there? Or whatever that is, if it's that relationship, if it is that particular business, if it's that, you know, success that you want, whatever it is that brought you here to my channel at this moment that you've got that inquiry about, this is saying that manifestation has to work through you. You can't just think it, you have to feel it. What does it look like when I get there? Who am I with? What does it smell like? What does that even taste like? What would I be doing? That type of thing. And keep that visualization alive. Even pull pictures and put it up around your home just to focus on that and keep that alive. And then do things every single day, that little step every single day that can get you to that golden path of what you desire. Okay? So now I'm going to pull from the Soul Trees cards. What advice do we have for everyone as it pertains to July 4th through the 8th? What wisdom can we get from the Soul Tree cards that will give us the guidance that we're looking for? And this is tranquility. Oh, how beautiful. Look at that. Tranquility. It's almost as if you almost reach that point. Look how beautiful that card is. Just really sitting there in that peace and that just beautiful, it's almost like, it's so lovely. It's absolutely lovely. And what it talks about here is that at this particular time that you are having to, when you manifest and you line yourself up with what it is that you desire, and you even put that out in your meditation out there, you can reach that time for peace and that time for serenity. So it just really, when it talks about rest and rejuvenation, it also talks about that this is going to be a time for tranquility for you to get this down, to develop this manifestation, to develop what that looks like, what your golden path looks like to where you want to go. And even though you might have some apprehension, this is about, you know, going within to kind of work some of that out for yourself. Okay. So that's what this is saying. And I absolutely love it, guys. I absolutely love it. So keep that in mind. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull a card from the writer and see what wants to come out for July 4th through July 8th. What advice do we need to be aware of as it pertains to this? Let's see what comes out. All right. Now shuffling, pull out what do we have? The Knight of Pentacles. Oh, wow. This is nice, guys. So the Pentacles is that earth sign, right? It's that earth energy, Capricorn, Pisces, and Virgo. And what this talks about is you see your prize right there. And this person isn't on this. This is not where you're moving with your sword on your horse and moving through quickly and just using your mind. This is someone that's really looking and manifesting on what it is that they want. They're looking at their coin. Now, the coin of success may be, it could be a relationship. It could be health. It could be monetary, but it's what you desire. That pentacle is whatever you envision that success to be. So when it comes to manifestation, you know, here for you, and to really hit that golden path, you're going slower. You're going slower and taking the time to go within, okay? And then you're going slowly. And even though you might be apprehensive and fear, you're moving slowly through it. You're going to move slowly through it. And you're going to take those steps. And that horse is very stable, very strong. And you're developing that strong foundation, guys. So then when you do move forward, you're just that more powerful. And I love this for you. I really, really love this. So I hope you guys that this resonates with you. And I thought, well, gosh, let's put it out with a bang on this July 4th that we're celebrating in the United States. Let's focus on the love for ourselves and moving through this so we can actually break through any barriers that might come away, you know, come to us. And then also use the universe to make that happen. So I love you guys. I look forward to seeing you next time. And until then, namaste.